Hello everyone. So here today I'm going to explain like how like we have listed some most of the common mistakes that like we should avoid during the coding interview. As you know, top like whenever we are going to do some or like maybe we are going to give some interviews, so interview may ask for the like coding kind of interviews. So while we are doing this coding kind of interviews, so there are like certain things that we need to avoid. So I have listed down some 5 points over here, so that I am going to like explain over here like how we are going to avoid those things. So candidates may find like coding interviews to be a stressful kind of experience, right? We all know that being a cool and avoiding some mistakes is that most frequent formula for landing a desirable job and passing the coding interview. So many candidates make the same mistakes repeatedly, and so that maybe they can losing the ideal chance in front of them. So here we have listed some points or that common mistakes that one should be avoid during the coding interview. So first one, like we don't need to worry about the length of time it takes to write the code. Suppose whenever they are giving some kind of code written, so that maybe it takes some time. Obviously depends on the requirement and all those things. So whenever we are code without considering the time complexities, or even worse, we cannot determine the time complexity of the code when asked, so this gives the interviewer a negative impression, right? Like whenever we are writing the coding, then we need to write the coding in a good and in a easy way actually. Okay. Second is to like not understanding the problem statement properly. So it's possible that when an interviewer gives the issue statement, we don't fully get it or have some reservations about it, right? So actually we are afraid or to ask the interviewer such questions, or like ask the interviewer to repeat the questions because they believe that it would make a negative impressions on the interviewer. So they begin the solving the problems by assuming certain parts of the questions that they did not understand. This is something that should never be done, right? Here, having a solid understanding of the problems, it's likely laying a strong foundations. Once we do this, then the rest of the problem become a lot of easier. Consider like means whenever we are like reading this particular kind of statement, so obviously we should ask the question to clarify the scope of the intention of the problem. Maybe we can ask some questions that maybe ask like what is the size of the input, then like the range of the values actually, what kind of values are there, negative numbers or floating points or empty or invalid inputs, are there any time or space complexities constraint or not, do I need to handle the duplicates, how we are going to store the input. So those kind of questions we can ask, so that we can definitely clear about the all the confusion, so then we can write the code in a very proper way, right? Error free code. Next is to like not giving the 100% to the interviewer, right? So means regardless of how well we prepare and we do not provide our best effort in the interview, like maybe nervousness or something else might be the case, although we may not have provided a solution to one issue statement, we should tackle another with the same confidence and give it all, right? Next things is like before coming out a solution, jumping to the code is a bad idea. Meaning, right? It's a like sure way to fail if we start creating code before thoughtfully like thinking out the answer, right? The trouble with a half baked solution is that we will be out of the time, and by the time we discover what we are attempting to achieve is too complicated or doesn't work, right? So like maybe once the statement given to us, then we are like before thinking all the scenarios and all the things, we are going to write the code. So before writing the code we need to clear our all the doubts and all the things, so that it will be clear and so that we can write the code in a in a few minutes. Because write the code is not take much time, only it will take much time just to clear all the doubts and all those things. Once we are doubts and all those things are clear, then we can easily write the code and all the things. So this is the another point. And the another and last point, it should be like ignoring the testings. So like whenever we are writing the code, so obviously over there it should be like kind of we should aware of the what kind of test case it would be. If we talked about this testing something we do in the real world, and surprise should definitely do a coding interview, right? Once we have like our solution written, and so don't rush to past the testing phase. We can take a few approaches here and try out some custom inputs, walk through our solutions verbally, or do a quick kind of spot quick check to ensure that code behaves as expected. So if we consider such scenarios like input compressly, or maybe a negative number, or empty input, or many other cases, so those kind of things actually we need to think, and based on that we need to also check uh, like code in a such a way so that it will be code will be error free code, right? So in this way basically it will we can avoid those mistakes in a coding interview, so that we can write the code in a better way, so that hopefully like it will mm, uh, means it will easy to then like get kind of means easily we can crack those interviews easily. So these are the few mistakes that actually we should avoid in our coding interview. Hopefully it is easy to means you guys can understand like how we are going to ignore those things, so that we can like avoid and we can select in interview. So that's all for this one. If you guys have anything, please do let me know in comment section. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.